me ask you, have you ever had those moments in your life where you feel stuck and you're not quite sure why you feel stuck, or that you just feel emotional? Maybe it's anger, maybe it's just sadness or this heaviness that's holding you back from truly living your best self. Or maybe that you just feel like you have these goals and desires, but you feel stagnant and you just can't figure out how to move forward in your life. Well, if you're feeling these feelings, and maybe you notice what they are, maybe you know exactly what is attached to the feelings, or maybe you've noticed that your body just doesn't physically feel the best that it can, and you're not quite sure why. You have shoulder pain or back pain, or there's this heaviness in your chest, or maybe you tend to feel an energy and an anxiousness about your physical being. Well, I have a lot of solutions for you today, and maybe some potential answers to help you really identify what these attachments may be to. So today I'm going to be talking about cutting the cords that bind you. I'm Elizabeth Sanchez, and I'm a holistic, energetic life coach. And I've been practicing for 30 years. So I will be sharing with you some tools and tips to help you to cut some of these energetic cords that are holding you back from living your best life. Because if you're listening to this, you probably are somebody who wants to live a life of joy and freedom and happiness, so you can be your best self, so you can feel your best and also accomplish and achieve the goals that you desire to live a life you design. So I am going to talk to you a little bit about what energetic cords are, how to identify them in your body, and then I'm going to walk you through a visualization to help you clear and cut some of them. And then I'm also going to invite you to download the worksheet so you can continue to use these tools over and over and over again in your life. Because there's times where these things happen and you may clear them away, and then you need to work on it all again. We're human, and the best thing about being a human is that we get to take action on who we are and support our system for what it needs. Okay? So cutting the cords that bind you. So what are these cords? They're energetic cords. They're etherical cords. I've seen this in my own private practice for over 30 years, that people come in and they may have something that feels connected to their physical being. Maybe it's pain in their shoulder, or a pain in their back, or in their abdomen area. And physically, there may or may be no diagnosis to that. They've gone to the doctor, they get the treatments, the doctor tries to help them, and they still, time and time again, continue to have this pain or this ailment. And that's what it could look like on a physical level. It's just this attachment to why you're not healing from what ultimately you could be healing from, because it's not something that should be still there in your body. So we're going to tap in a little bit about that in just a little bit on the physical level and what that might look like. On the emotional level, what is it causing in your life emotionally? This could look like you're emotional, that you cry because you don't even know why you're crying. It could be that you seem or feel depressed in your life. It could feel like you're just sad and you don't necessarily have a reason or there's multiple reasons of why you're sad and you just can't let it go and free yourself from the sadness. Mentally, it could also look like that you have this negative self-talk, that it continues to come up and show up in your life, holding you back from achieving your dreams. Maybe it was a story that someone had told you when you were younger in your life, that you weren't smart enough, you weren't strong enough, you weren't pretty enough, you weren't whatever enough. That negative self-talk tells you that you were not capable of doing. And you have this stuck feeling that these limiting beliefs are showing up, and it's creating behaviors that don't allow you to push through and get to the place that you really desire to be in. So the mental, the emotional, and the physical are the most common ways for us to see that these etherical, energetic cords attach to our body and to our emotional body, our mental body, or our physical body. So once we understand this cord, that cord could look like something that's attached to you. So for example, I had this client who had a cord, so to speak, and it's an energetic cord. It's not something that you would see, not something that your doctor would prescribe or diagnose anything for. So etherically, this energetic cord may be like holding you down, holding your shoulder down. So I had this client come to me several months ago, and she said, Elizabeth, I feel like there's this thing weighing on me. It's an energy, but it's causing my shoulder to be the frozen shoulder. So she couldn't lift her arm. She couldn't feel the arm go any more than a 30-degree angle up. She definitely could not raise her arm. So when she came in, she showed me that there was very little movement in the shoulder joint. She had been to the orthopedic surgeon. They didn't, necessarily want to do surgery, but that was where she ultimately was going to go. But we talked, and I did some energy work with her, and we cleared some energy up. But what we found was that there was a lot of heaviness and energy that was weighing on her shoulder. And she noticed that when she talked about she was leaving her business that she had built for 35 years, she was in the financial industry, and she had several clients who didn't want her to leave. She was getting ready to retire. They didn't want her to leave because they were fearful of the person who was coming in was going to manage their money the way that she was. But she knew that she didn't want to do what she was doing anymore. It wasn't giving her the life that she really desired. She wanted to feel alive. So when she was talking about it in my office, she felt this heaviness in her shoulder. And so she realized, together we could identify this was the energy that was weighing her down, holding her hostage, freezing her shoulder up from feeling the mobility that she had the capability to move and to make choices in her life, right? So as we worked on it, and I'm going to go through this with you in a few minutes to clear and cleanse away some of the energy. But once you identify what and where that cord is in your body, you can start to clear it away and free your physical body or your emotional body from holding yourself back from living the life that you truly desire. So for her, once we started to become aware that these were work-related relationships, she could clear some of that and heal some of that emotion that wasn't working for her any longer. But she was going to take back the control. She was going to hold that power within her physical body to decide this was not healthy for her, that she was going to free herself from these cords that were binding her into this stuck feeling. So that was just one example. If you're feeling that emotional feeling, and I want you to just start to tap into some of the energy that you're holding on to, and notice in your own physical body what that might even look like for you. So you can start to embrace this theory or philosophy of being stuck with energetic cords that are holding you back. Because ultimately you are here for success. And I want you to just tap into what that might look like. So when you are aware of what or who else is holding on to your cords, and sometimes people say to me, Elizabeth, I don't want, I keep coming up with this thought, or that I feel like this person is sucking the life out of me. And some of it's just unresolved situations that we had in the past that we actually want to leave in the past. Maybe it's an unresolved issue with a family member or an old boyfriend or a partner that maybe was unhealthy. I had a client many years ago who came in, and she had some physical abuse in her past, and she held a lot of this negative emotion in the lower part of her pelvis, in her lower gut. And she felt this pain in her physical body when it came to just general things. Like she just lost this feeling in her lower parts of her body. As a result, she was struggling with some relationship issues. So this partner in her life was her ex-husband. And he told her stories that she wasn't good enough, that she was never going to amount to anything. He held the energetic cord to not allowing her to have healthy relationships in her future. So when we cut the cords, we cut the connection from her to her ex-husband and her to herself, her present self, and her future self. So you can see that some of this is a visualization of really letting it go, cutting back that past story, that past life. And although that was true in her past life, in the life that she lived in this lifetime, she no longer wanted to live that story. She wanted to attract a healthy partnership, a healthy relationship. She wanted to feel physically good in her body and have a healthy sexual relationship, to feel that she was in this beautiful life to give of herself, but also have a partner that she can give herself to, because she was continuously attracting very unhealthy relationships since that past relationship with that ex-husband. So once we worked on some of this cutting cords, we were able to identify what it was, but then she was able to retrain and heal her thoughts, her behaviors, and her physical body to say, no, that story is no longer a part of this lifetime. And we're going to let that go. We're going to clear and cleanse that energy. We're going to heal this physical body. And so once she did, she was able to start to manifest healthier relationships. That included her career. She started a business and she started to attract amazing clients that she loved to work with. And then she started to attract healthy friendships. And then she attracted the most magnificent, perfect human being for her in this lifetime. And ironically, just the other day, I got a text message from her with a few pictures, with a ring on her hand, with her and her new partner, and she and this individual were getting married. And I was so excited. And she said, thank you for all the support and the healing work that we did together, because it wasn't me that was doing it. It was her ready to show up for herself, to be ready to heal and cut these cords of the stories and the behaviors and the memories of the things that she had gone through. And she no longer needed that story anymore. And she was ready to live this amazing life that she is now stepping into fully 100% and in a healthier way. So seeing that on an emotional level, we hold these cords, on a mental level, we hold ourselves back. And then on a physical level, how it can manifest into physical pain into our bodies, and how important it is to just become aware of listening to the energetic parts of our being so we can live this best life. Right? So powerful. And when you start to really take practice in this tool of cutting cords, you get to show up as that refreshed human being every day. So imagining yourself, what it is that you want in your life. Just start to notice, what would you really love how would you show up? Physically, how would you show up? Would you stand taller? Would you show up with more confidence? Would you feel like you can conquer the world? I had a woman recently just say, she's like, if I didn't have all of this negative behaviors, negative self-talk, negative feelings, I would have been a powerhouse. And I said, it's not too late. What's beautiful is the awareness. What's beautiful is knowing that you could. And now with this tool of cutting the cords, the beautiful part is about to happen for you. So whatever you're doing right now, maybe you're taking notes, maybe you're just sitting there listening to me. What I want to invite you to do is get into a comfortable position and find your space where you feel like you're safe. You're in the most safe environment. Maybe that means for you pressing pause on this video, closing the door, giving yourself some privacy, letting your family know that you are going to meditate for a few minutes, or just need a few moments to yourself to be quiet, to tap into your energy. Whatever you need to tell your family, you just let them know that for the next few moments, you're going to take a few minutes to be quiet with yourself. So close that door, turn off the TV, silence your phone, or better yet, shut it down, and get into that cozy position. Do you need to lay down? Feel like you want to grab your meditation cushion or lie on the couch? Whatever feels best for you. This is your time. This is your time to honor your soul, to show up, to hear yourself, your higher self, your child self, your present self, and your future self. Taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, really tapping in and calming your energetic, your physical, and your mental bodies down. Feeling the presence of what your body is doing at this moment. Feeling the seat below you. Feeling the earth under your feet if your feet are placed on the ground. Feeling the chair or the couch, wherever it is that you're sitting or lying on. Just noticing this energy as it's melting away, becoming one with your chair or your floor, the mat that you're lying on. Now, visualizing your body, starting with scanning the top of your head, scanning your forehead. And while you're scanning, I want you to just notice what you may be feeling in each part of your body. And what you're looking for is a feeling, whether you want to call that a tenderness, a heaviness, a tingling, an awareness. There's no judgment, just whatever is showing up for you. You just notice what you're feeling. Tapping into your face, your eyes, your eyebrows. Tuning into your nose, your jawline, your chin. And what you're seeking as you're scanning is an attachment or a cord, a feeling. And just make note if you feel something as you continue to scan down the back of your head, your neck, the back of your shoulders, your shoulder blades, your chest, scanning down your heart center, scanning down your right arm into your hand and your wrist, scanning down your left arm, your wrist, your hand, your fingers, just noticing anything that you notice and anything that you show up that tells you there may be a connection to somebody, something, a situation, a feeling, an emotion. Scanning down your chest into your belly, feeling this awareness of anything that feels like anything in your belly, your torso, your side bodies, your back body, your right hip, your buttocks, your pelvis, your right leg, the tops of your legs, the back of your legs, your shin, your calf, your right foot, your left hip, your left leg, the top of the leg, the back of your leg, your shin, your calf, your foot on that left side. Just tuning in. What showed up for you? Where do you feel any feelings? With your mind's eye, go to that area and name it. What does it look like? Is it angry? Is it sad? Is it dark? You may want to give it a color. Is it a color blue, green, yellow? You name it. Just notice it. There's no wrong, there's no right. It's just becoming aware of it, really becoming intimate with this area of your body. Maybe you might name it on the feeling. Is it tingling? Is it heavy? Is it tender? And now bringing awareness to what shows up, who shows up, who's coming to mind as you tap into the energy of this area of your body. Who's potentially holding on to a cord that feels this attachment to you? Is it a person? Is it a situation? Notice what comes to mind. Again, nothing to force, just being aware. Is it a story you've been telling yourself? And now once you're aware, imagine yourself spiritually connecting to the individual or individuals that may be holding on to the other side of that energetic cord. And just communicate with that person, letting them know that you no longer need to hold on to this energy, that you no longer need to hold on to this cord, that it's okay for them to cut the cord, that you will be cutting their cord that's attached to you. And emotionally and mentally and physically, letting your bodies know that you will be cutting the cord that is attached to your body, that you no longer need to have this dependency that's attached to the situation, the story, or the individual that you may be feeling attached to. Now, in your mind, imagine how you would visually cut the cord from your body and from the body of that other individual. Seeing yourself do that, does that mean cutting it, slicing it, snipping it, pulling at it? You are the keeper. You get to take care of this, nurture this cord, cut it, no longer give it any more energy. So see how you would do that. Feeling the energy disconnect that's taking you and holding you hostage from this situation. Cutting that cord, clearing it away, and freeing yourself from that story, from that individual, letting it all go. And now going ahead and imagining yourself healing this area of your body. Now you get to decide, how would you like to go and nurture that part of your body? Do you place your healing hands on that, knowing that we are all innate and in tune with healing by using our hands, cutting away, clearing away, melting away any pain that may be holding hostage in that area of your body. Just melting it away. Maybe you choose to nurture it with a nurturing salve, just love. However you choose to nurture it, you do that. And now go back into that area of your body and tune in to see how it's healing, how it feels now. Notice the freedom. Notice the ability to breathe deeper. Notice the lightness that takes over your being. Just notice. Giving yourself the permission and the liberation to stand in your power, to live in your magnificence, to know that you are an individual responsible for yourself, that you no longer have to be attached to anybody else's feelings, opinions, thoughts. Clear this energy away, letting it all go. You are the strength. You are the nurturer. You are the keeper, the wisdom keeper of your being. Bring that awareness, bringing an affirmation, showing that affirmation up. Maybe placing your hands on your heart, allowing this affirmation to show up. How do you want to show up today? I am strong. I am free. I am confident. I am at peace. What shows up for you? What words of affirmation show up for you to be your best self today? I am free from pain. I feel amazing, right? Words have such strength. And when we start to affirm what it is that we desire, repeating these words to your physical being, you recalibrate the energy and the cellular being. So if you place your hands on whatever area of your body that may felt that cord attached, wherever that feeling is, if it's in your gut, say those strong words, I am confident. By hearing your words, your voice is what your body responds to best. As you tell yourself the power, the strength, the courage, you tell yourself you are, as if whatever the desire is, you can retrain the physical being, the mental being, and the emotional being to actually show up as if. So mind your words, mind your mind, and state it as though you are and how you want to show up. So you are free to live your best life. I know this works because I've worked with individuals for over 30 years, helping them to stand in their power and live their best lives. Because when they decide time and time and time again, today's the day that they get to choose life. They get to live the life they desire. It's a recalibration. It's an intention and aligning themselves to the desire that they choose. So choose what it is that you want to live today. In my practice, I've seen individuals, as I shared with you before, become the person that they want to become at all ages and stages of life. I work traditionally with women because women are the creators. We get to choose, and we also have this power of influencing and sharing this wisdom with others. So when you start to practice this cutting the cords, cut your own cords and teach your friends, teach your sisters, teach your mothers, teach your daughters, teach your women to step into the power that they are born with to create the life that they desire. Because when we light up our light, I feel like we become the fireflies in a beautiful open field. When we brighten our light, we give permission to others to brighten their light. And together we can light up the world. So through my work as an empowerment coach, my goal, my desire through the Magnificent Mamas Collective is to teach women to shine their light. And when we shine our light, we can shine our light on all individuals, not just women, but men and the young boys and the young girls that are growing up to become their best self. When we show them how to step into our power, shine our light, we can together live in a beautiful world that feels free of judgment, free of anger, free of resentment. And we can instead live with peace and positivity and love and empowerment and inspiration, and really be here to do the things that we're supposed to be doing, to lead with our heart and love what we're here for. And I hope that this tool gifts you with a life of empowerment and inspiration moving forward. So I hope that you'll download the workbook that comes along with this and practice this. This practice can be done so simply by the visualization that I shared with you, or simply just every day when you get into the shower, imagining the water flow over you, cutting and clearing away all the cords that may bind you, cutting them as you imaginatively push them away, even with your hands, freeing your body from any energetic cords from others. They may be wanting to hold on to your energy because you have so much vibrancy and they want a part of that. Teach this to them so they could also feel the strength and the encouragement to stand in their own power, because we know that they're human and they are here to do great things. They just need to see that they can have that same thing, that same magic that you have about yourself. And as you start to vibe up and you start to feel great in life, people want to have what you have, but you don't have to give them your power. You can teach them this tool so they can see that they have the power within themselves to really step in and feel their best self with the vibrancy that they have already inside of them. So I would love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to me and let me know how this tool works for you. Feel free to message me at elizabethasanchez.com is my email, or go to the magnificentmamas.com website and fill out your information so you can get on our email list, and you will hear from me and all the great, wonderful tools that I teach throughout the month. We do events, we do online events, in-person events. But my biggest goal is to give you the tools to embrace this best life and live your life in magnificence. So until the next time.